We'll be starting this session now. Okay. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Once again, thank you for joining this session. So today's session is about our scholars sharing their experiences and opinions about graduate school. And today we are having Adelakun Ibrahim, who is a graduate research assistant at State University of New York, Albany. I'm not sure where that is in the world, but I'm sure that's somewhere in the United States anyways, definitely not in Nigeria. So you'll be sharing his experiences with us today, and I hope we learn one or two things from this session. Also, yesterday we had another speaker. We had Omobolaji Lawal, who also shared his experiences with us. So if you missed yesterday's session and you want to check out the recording from yesterday's session, you can check out the Ignite Research Academy YouTube channel. You find the videos. Yeah, you find yesterday's video there, and you also find videos of previous presentations and discussions on the YouTube channel. All right, let's get right into this discussion. I don't think, or does the speaker want me to do more introduction now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, okay, all right. So this whole session is just basically about graduate scholars coming to share their experiences with prospective graduate students. You know, there are a lot of things that people get confused about when they are applying to graduate school. People have questions like, do I really want to go to graduate school? Is graduate school really for me? What's the ways of getting into graduate school? How do I get scholarship? You know, questions like that. And then how do I deal with my challenges during my application process? Challenges like, you know, getting transcripts, getting electricity, you know, getting internet access, and a lot of problems that people face when they are applying to graduate school. So how do people deal with such things? So those are some of the things we would like you to share when you are sharing your experiences with us. And we believe those things that you share would help prospective graduate students while doing their application to graduate school. Yeah, so that's what this whole series is all about. And yeah, that's what this series is about. And the series is organized by Ignite Research Academy. Ignite Research Academy is a platform for developing students' research skills and competence. And it's also a platform for building a network of competitive and competent researchers in Africa. So currently, Ignite Research Academy is developing capacity and providing resources to undergraduates, graduates, and individuals interested in enhancing their knowledge. And I mean, if you listen to this, you'll be able to figure out why we are having this kind of session. Although this session is more tailored towards undergraduate students that are looking at applying to graduate school. There are other sessions that we have that cuts across the whole undergraduate and graduate students. Yeah, so that's what we have for the introductory session, and I think we can jump right into it from here. Yeah, hope you can still hear me anyways.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm talking to myself. All right. Thank you. So I think we should start with a brief introduction from the speaker. So can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself, aside from maybe your name and your program and school?
All right. So first of all, I want to thank you for having me here tonight. And actually, my understanding of the program was like my experience in my graduate program. So I don't know you mean my experience while applying for the scholarship.
Oh,
so I think I now got it right.
Oh,
so
very well.
Yeah, I would like to share it first briefly, and if there is question after it, consequently, I'll be glad to accept question and answer them.
All right. Cool.
So to apply for it actually search for like scholarship. The first thing is you have this orientation, you have the determination for graduate school. That's the first. If you don't have that, then you don't really have something that is driving you to go for graduate studies. But if you have the orientation, you have the drive, you have the motivation to further your studies and go into research, then you have the basic and the drive to apply to graduate school. And the best thing for anyone applying to graduate school is to apply for scholarship and study abroad. That will be the best thing. And mostly we undergrads, we kind of have this doubt in ourselves, like, I'm not sure I'm up to the task. I'm not sure I can do it. I'm not sure I can apply. Even if I apply, I'm not sure I'm gonna get scholarship. All those are doubts. And there are many scholars that are on their program in graduate school now, they also have those doubts. So it's normal that I have the doubts. But one thing is that there are millions of scholarship out there for you. There are millions of scholarship in which you have a lot of them you can fit in, no matter what course you have, no matter who you are. So the first thing is for you to have that drive, that motivation to go into graduate studies. So if you have that motivation, then the next thing is to work towards it. Know your area of interest, your field of interest, then work towards it. So firstly, to apply to graduate school, you need to search for schools, know the kind of schools you want to apply to, and know their requirements. Especially I might not be versatile in a lot of schools out there, but I'm very much familiar with the system here in the US. So most schools, they have very similar procedure for you to apply to the schools and you get admission. The only thing is you have to know the procedure of whichever school you're applying to. So I can just list the general requirements for most of the schools here. So the general requirements in the application process, they include you writing some international exams. So in your field of study, you must know what kind of international exam you want to write. Maybe it's GRE, maybe it's GMAT. So that's one. So many schools also demand you to write English language proficiency examination. And there's some schools in the US actually waive it for countries like Nigerians. So it depends on the school you want to apply to. So you may either need to write it or not write it. However, writing it may be a plus to you, even if your school waive it. So, and for you to write these international exams, you will need to have your international passport. Presently, I don't think in Nigeria you can write the exams without international passport. So in your commencement of graduate school application, you need to get your passport handy. So the next thing, most schools here, they request recommendation from your maybe professors or your lecturers in school. So you have to develop a good connection with your lecturers so that anytime you're applying, you can easily get in touch to them to give you recommendation. And bear it in mind that schools have deadline. So your connection must be strong with your supervisor so that they can attend to your need right on point when you need them. So also, things you need to get ready while applying for graduate school, you need to get ready your transcript. It's very important in the application process. So your transcript must also be handy, either official or unofficial. So if you have all these things, most schools also, they you need to pay some application fees, and some schools, they waive application fee. So all those, you have to know them. And by knowing them, you'll be rest assured on how to go smoothly in the process. Another thing that's kind of give people challenge in applying for graduate school is the choice of school they want to go. Choice of school, like how to search for school. Many people just see some schools online and they just like apply to those schools, or you don't verify the requirement of those schools, the departments, before you apply. So you should be able to know what kind of school you want to go. You should be able to search for schools yourself. You search for the schools yourself. Perhaps those schools you also see online might fit in for you. If you see some schools online, the best thing is to go to their website and look at the department, look at their requirements. Also, for your department, any department you want to apply to, make sure you look at the faculties in the department. Look at the faculty, look at their areas of study, each of them. Those ones that align your interests, look at what they've been doing. Look at their research publications, try to read them. So even if you want to apply to their schools and you see a potential supervisor, try to get in touch with them. Write them email, let them know you are interested in their school, if they have funding available for you to join them. So we call it cold email. So write it to them. Some might respond you, and some might not respond you. So you can follow up on those that respond to you. Some from your credential, from what you write to them, you show them you are up to the task. They might develop interest in you and try to get you in. Some will just tell you, okay, admission is not in their hands. You need to apply to the school. So it depends on schools. In some schools, you need to get supervisor before you can get admitted. So that's why you need to write email to supervisor. And in some schools, you don't need to get supervisor. Even the supervisor you write to, they will tell you to apply directly to the school. But at least you make a contact, you make a connection. So another thing you might need to get handy when you're trying to apply for graduate school is your SOP, your statement of purpose. It's very important. The SOP basically includes the reason for your motivation to go for graduate school. What interests you? What kind of research interest you are up to? Like what kind of research you are interested in? What kind of, in that school, what kind of potential supervisor you've seen in that area of research, and the reason why you are like a competitive or the right candidate for the program. So that is basically what should be in your SOP. And if you write SOP, don't just write it on your own, read it on your own and submit. Make sure you get in touch to some scholars, other scholars up there to help you review your SOP. You can give it to 2-3 scholars to review your SOP and make sure it's well written, it's convincing before you try to submit them to any school.
No, sir.
So I think that's that about the SOP. So now, there are many challenges you will face when you're trying to apply, especially challenges of electricity, challenges of internet. There are actual challenges, and you should try to find your way to overcome those challenges. Also, I said when you're writing to professors, when you're writing to any professor, make sure you've read some of their work, some of their publication, so that you can use it to talk when you write into them, they'll be very certain that, oh, this person is interested in my field and is familiar with my work. And you can go to their website, you see their publication. You might not be able to download them. Perhaps it requires some money, like they want you to purchase it. Okay, that's fine. So the best thing you can do in that instance is reach out to some scholars in some graduate school, send them the topic of that publication. So some of the scholars might be able to help you download it because their schools have access to those research papers. So they will be able to download it for you for free instead of you purchasing those publications in dollars. So now I think another thing I can, for the schools here in the US, I can kind of show you some ways of searching for schools and going into their websites, looking up some information. So if you would let me share my screen, maybe you can make me a post.
Oh, all right. Just give me a moment. Also, maybe can you also explain? Maybe you can explain those different scholarship types in the US. You have graduate research assistantship, you have graduate teaching assistantship, and then you have things like 25%, 50%. Can you kind of give an overview on those as well, so people can really understand, the presentation you're going to be doing better?
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I think you should be able to share your screen now. Let me see.
Yeah, I can share it.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So before I go to my screen, sorry, I'm coming.
All right, no problem. So I typed out some of the points you shared.
Bro Ibrahim, some people can still not join the link.
Oh, okay. Did you share the link I sent yesterday?
Yeah, I shared it.
Oh, okay. Let me just, I will drop the link again in the chat.
You can drop for me so that I can forward it to them.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll drop the link in the chat and then drop it in your team as well. So you can,
okay.
Yeah, you can go on with the presentation.
All right. So now, like you said, I also want to give some overview on types of scholarship out there. So we have the research assistant, we have the teaching assistant, we also have some partially funded scholarship. So instead of 25%, 50%, 25%, they are all partially funded scholarship. So for the research assistant and the graduate assistant, most of them used to be fully funded scholarship with stipend. So which means you're going to be fully funded, your program will be fully funded, your school fees will be fully paid, and you'll be engaged because they're paying your school fees. So you have to like make some output to them as well. So that can be in kind of research. So you might be doing research with your supervisor, engaging in research with your supervisor, and from there, you'll be getting stipend. That's research assistant. For teaching assistant, you're going to be teaching for your department. So instead of doing research with your supervisor, you will be teaching with your department. So, and from there, you'll be having your stipend. So with this stipend, typically, you'll be okay with your program. So for the partially funded, that used to be challenging. It means you will not, your school fees will not be fully paid. Like there will be agreement between you and the school. So they'll be paying some part of the school fees and you have to like take responsibility of the rest. So that's just the difference between the type of scholarship out there.
Oh, okay. So I think what I wanted to clarify was that, going to the US for graduate school is not free money. I think there's this misunderstanding somewhere with some people that when you get scholarship in the US, it's free money. And then when you get to the US, you're going to be flexing. You're going to buy Toyota Camry, Toyota Corolla. No, I'm just exaggerating a little bit, but you get the idea, right? So it's almost like from what you've explained now. So it's almost like you are working,
Yeah,
you are working
you work for
indirectly.
them. Yeah,
Exactly. So you are working for them, and then they get to pay you a
and
stipend.
that's what they actually see in your SOP. You like you sell yourself in your SOP. It's just as if you're applying for work. You tell them you're the
Yeah,
right candidate. You're able to
yeah,
do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So you have to be able to produce, and you get your stipend.
All right, fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that part. So I sent you the link already, and I also
Okay,
pasted the
thank you.
link in the chat. So for those who want to share the link with other people, they can grab the link from the chat. Yeah, and also another thing that you mentioned is that what you're going to be getting paid is stipend during your graduate studies. In the US, I don't know about other places, but for the US, you're going to be getting paid stipend, which is stipend is not the same as salary. So stipend is basically like the money that they give you to just, maybe stay alive and maybe for you to just survive, maybe to buy food, to pay your rent, and then, to do some tiny little bits of things. Because in the actual sense, the stipend is not really a lot of money. So it's something for you to really manage. It's not the same as earning a salary. So I think that those are some of the things that people also need to prepare for when they are going to graduate school. So for those who want to enjoy life more than, they want to enjoy life more and they don't want to just depend on their stipend. I believe they need to prepare for that before they get into graduate school. Maybe they need to save like 100 million naira, or I don't know, maybe they can get like 50 million naira from somebody before they go to graduate school. I'm just exaggerating, but I believe I believe you get the idea anyways. All right, so you can present now when you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you can also let me know if people are still having issues with the link. So if anyone is
Okay.
having issues with the link, they can let me know.
Right.
And then I can.
Right.
Although the link is working, I believe the link worked for every other person that is here. So I don't know why
Yeah,
people are
I
having.
believe so too.
Yeah, I don't know why some people are having issues with the link. Yeah, anyways, you can proceed. Yeah.
Okay. I hope everyone can see my screen now.
Yes, I can see your screen from here. Can others
So,
see screen? You can just.
I just want to give you some overview of how to search for schools here, especially in the US. So, especially fully funded school for ICU.org. So this is the link for ICU.org. So from there you come to this. So we're going to select North America. And you see we have different continents over there. So for North America, we are going to select the schools in the United States. So these are for each state in the United States. The numbers in bracket are the number of schools we have. So let's say you dream of going to a school in, let's say, Arizona. Okay, you select Arizona. So you're going to see all the list of all schools in Arizona. So maybe you want to go to the University of Arizona. So select it. And another beautiful thing about this is that you get to see the ranking of the schools you want to apply to. So this is the rank here, country rank and the world rank. And scroll down. For all schools you want to apply to, this is the place you're gonna see if that school have your course or not. Like they have your feed. They have like most of us, most undergrads, you want to apply for scholarship, you always want to apply for either master or doctorate. And this is where you're going to see if the school is offering courses in your field of interest. So like if you are in medicine and health, this is medicine and health. Look at the master program and doctorate program. If it is marked, then you're good to go. So the school of our course in your interest. If you're in engineering, so just look at the master's and doctorate. This school, they are offering it because it's marked. If you're in science and technology, look at the marking, master's and doctorate, it's marked. So the next thing you want to do is check if the school have funding. So does the school have funding for you? So you scroll down. So this place, can you see financial aid? If the financial aid is yes, then the school have funding. If it is no, then there is no funding. So since the school have funding, so you are good to go. So the next thing is scroll down. We want to explore the school website. So you scroll down to the official website of the school. So this is the official website of the school. So you click on it. Now you are on the official website of the school. So the next thing, you want to search for your program. Graduate program.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you want to have someone as a case study. Is there anyone?
Yeah, I'm having this school as a case study.
Oh, I mean, maybe you want to have someone in the room as a case study, and then.
Okay, good.
Is there anyone that?
Let me have someone as a case study.
Is there anyone that wants to, maybe, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, as a case study. Oh, okay. We start.
My name is Lawal Mohammed.
Oh, okay, all right. So you can interact with the speaker directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe you can start from the selection of the yeah. Maybe you can start from selection of the school.
Okay.
Yeah. So it can be more interactive that way.
No. Okay. Okay, Brother Mohammed. So which school do you want us to select here?
I think Arizona is still okay.
The University of Arizona or Arizona State University?
No, University of Arizona.
Okay. So for us, any school you select, the first thing you see the ranking, then you scroll down, you want to know if they offer courses in your field of interest. This is where you see that. If the school does not, then you have to leave it and go select another school. So since they are good in engineering, they are good in science and technology, I believe most of us here, if we are not in medicine and health, we are in engineering or science and technology. And this school have all of it. So the next thing you want to do is...
I'm looking, excuse me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You've looked it up.
Can we go to arts and humanity?
Yeah, can you see art and humanity as well? They have PhD program under it. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is, does this school have funding for you? So that's where you come here to the financial aid. Look at the financial aid down here. So we have yes, right? So you are good to go. So the next thing is go to the official website of the school. And that used to be down, like almost at the bottom. Most of the time, it used to be on red. It will be on red. So this is the official website, and then you click on it. Then you get to the website of the school. So from the website, you can navigate your way to any program you want to apply to.
Okay. For example, so I have two questions. Questions. So the first question is, what can you say about the university ranking, and how important is university ranking when you are applying for, when you're applying to a particular school? That question is for you. And the second question is for Mr. Mohammed. So what was your reason for selecting the University of Arizona? So I think the speaker can answer first, and then Mr. Muhammad can answer afterwards.
Okay, in my own view, university ranking, it's very good to apply to a school with good ranking, like top ranking. Most people they feel like, I'm not sure I can get to with my profile, I'm not sure I can get to top university. No.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not correct. No matter what school you want to go, although ranking might be competitive, university with high ranking might be competitive, but still does not mean you can't get your space out there. So don't feel as if the top schools, you can't get there, you have to go for low ranking schools. No. And if you are applied to a high ranking school and you are admitted, it's even a plus, because I believe, in my opinion, high ranking schools have a lot of privilege than low ranking schools.
Yeah.
So that's what I can just say about the ranking.
Oh, I love the way you answer the question. That makes sense. So the second part of your answer, which is like saying high ranking schools have maybe a lot more resources in terms of in terms of facilities.
Even in terms of employment after your study.
Yeah,
in terms of research, even in terms of research, in terms of resources and faculty, the people you're going to study with. Yeah, so they have a high privilege over low ranking schools.
Oh, thank you.
But that does not mean you should now demean yourself to low ranking school with the aim that you can't get admission in high ranking school.
Fantastic. Thank you for that answer. That's a great answer. So I think Mr. Lawal Mr. Muhammad can also answer the question I asked him.
Okay, thank you very much. The reason why I actually choose Arizona is, before you make an input for us to make a case study, I've seen my departments under the Arizona, and I know major challenges we in the arts and the humanity faced is because not most of the European countries, universities has their strong focus on the science and technology. I don't often see it giving a preferential treatment to the arts and humanity. So why the speaker is actually straining up, I already saw art and humanity, and that's why I actually choose that university, so that the case study won't have a setback in whatever we want to do. And also, secondly, consider the economic factors of Nigeria. It can only be convenient for institutions that have a financial aid, at least to pushing somebody's financial challenges.
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like the way you justified this selection. All right,
so
you can go ahead.
Now we've gotten to the school website. So you know yourself, you want to apply for graduate program. So you need to navigate your way through graduate program. So I think I can find the graduate program under academic. So I'm going to select it. So these are the information for your application. This is the general application for the school. Applying and requirement, deadlines, application fee. You can look through all these ones to get some information about application to the school itself. But the best thing is for you to go to the department you actually want to apply to. So just search for the app.
Oh, what course are you applying for, Mr. Muhammad?
I rather choose history or peace and conflict. I have my first degree in history and the second degree in peace and conflict.
Now, so you want to go find your program, right? So in some schools, you will just see program, search program. But in this school, what I see is find your program. So you click on this one. So you have a list of the programs they offer. So you said history, right?
Yes.
Well, I think there's a
peace and conflict.
There's search somewhere there at the top.
Sometimes you might not see the exact course you want to offer, but a very related course. So instead of looking for the one in your mind, when you see any related course, just go for it. The closest course that is related to whatever you want to apply to. I think I'm just gonna search it.
Oh yeah, you can try to do that. And let's see what happens.
Stream.
All right.
Find history here.
Oh, I think I saw something history somewhere there. Art and history. If you scroll down a little bit.
You find it?
Yeah,
Art and history.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes. Okay.
Yeah, I can
art,
see
history
it.
And education.
Yeah, can you see this is very close to what's on your mind? We have a lot of them here. We have art, history, and education, art history and education, art and visual cultural education, art history and education. So some of them might be MA, some of them might be PhD. So whichever one you want to go for. So which one do you want us to go for here?
Let's go for the arts history, MA.
Art history, MA. This one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So.
Oh, sorry, that one is a master's, not a PhD.
Yeah, it's master, not PhD.
Let's go for
MA,
the PhD one.
PhD.
So, sorry, let's go for the art history and education.
Education, PhD.
Cultural education's PhD.
This or the one at the top? Okay, this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so this is the general information about the course. So these are for the department. This is the graduate program coordinator, and this is their contact. I think this is the email. So should you want to contact them via email? So what is now where we're going? I want you to see the general requirement for the department, the departmental requirements. So admission information, application prerequisite. So this is the application requirement.
Everybody could talk now.
So I don't want to be reading all these things. When you get to any school, any department, just go through their application requirements. You will see a lot of information on how to make your application. So another thing you want to do is so this school say they don't require GRE. So that I just want to point you to that. So I think for your department, GRE is waived. So the best thing, the last thing I want to check is the faculty of this department. So you need to look up the faculty and then look at each of them, their area of interest, which one interests you, who you would like to contact among them.
Oh, I think you might also want to clarify what you mean by faculty a little bit.
Okay.
Because faculty is... All right.
What I mean is the faculty, what I mean by the faculty, I mean the lecturers in that department. So the lecturers, the professors in that department, so they are the faculty of the department. And you want to look up the faculty and look at what each of them are engaged in.
Faculty sounds like US vocabulary.
Yeah.
Okay. think what we understand in Nigeria is
I can't actually see the link to the faculty here.
Well, I think there's a link to the department. If you scroll up a little bit, no, scroll down.
Down? Okay.
Yeah, if you go down a little bit more, there's a place where you see art dot something. You can still go down a little bit more. This art dot Arizona. So it says please refer to the department website for more information.
Oh, very good. So I think this is the departmental website. So let's go there. So this is how you're gonna be navigating your way through all the graduate school. So I think this is the website.
All right. So we should be able to...
So most of the time, the faculty used to be under people. I will go to faculty portfolio.
For those that are just joining us, so what we are basically trying to do is we are trying to go through a practical case study of how you search for a graduate school and how you get some of the necessary information you need before you apply to the school, because it's very important for you to figure out those things before you apply to the school. Another reason why it's important to figure out those things is because some of those schools require you to pay some fees for application, and it doesn't make sense that you finish paying those fees and you find out at the end of the day that you don't actually want to apply that school, or that school does not have they don't have like the research area you're interested in. So it's very, very important for you to go through this rigor of checking those details and ensuring that who you're applying to actually has like everything that you need. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Okay. So what I discover in this, under this faculty, what I discover is that you can see the faculty information under directory. I initially go to faculty portfolio. I also check faculty catalogs, but the information about each of the faculty is actually under the directory. So when you click on people, so each website have different places they keep the information of their faculty. And even in some schools, you're going to see the picture of each of the faculty members, each of the professors. In this one does not have their picture, just their names. So
all right.
Let me see the profile of this person. Oh, so it's when you click the profile, you get to see their picture, you get to read about them. So for each faculty, you read about them to know what they are interested in, what is their area of research. And some of them used to have their lab link, their lab website, where you can see the members of their lab, and also you can see some of their publication. Yes, we can talk. So basically, this is one of the faculty. You read about her. If you like what she does, you can contact her. They always have their contacts, their email. You can send them email. So I think there is just like a case study of how to search for schools with funding, how to go to their department, how to see the requirements for that department. One thing I want to talk about requirements is for any school you want to apply to, there used to be the general school requirements and the departmental requirements. So under general school requirements, they may tell you, we waive so exam, we waive English proficiency exam, we waive GRE, but the department does not waive it for you. So you just apply, the school waive it. If the school waive it, they're going to accept your application, and the school always the graduate school always accept application when they see your application is complete. It fulfill all their own requirements. They're going to accept it, but later they send it to your department. It is your department that will review your work, your application. And if you don't meet up the departmental requirements, then they might not give you admission. So that's why it's preferable to go to have information from your department directly instead of the general school requirement. Departmental requirements used to be more detailed than the school requirements. That's my opinion. So another thing is, even if you make requirements, maybe you submit your application, school requirement must be complete before they send your application to your department. So school requirement has to be complete before they send it. So no matter what, even if you don't look at the school requirements, you just look at your departmental requirements, you are sure that you are going to fulfill all the school requirements, no matter what. So I just want to brief you that it is until the graduate school requirement is completed, is fulfilled in your application before they can send your application to your department. So you know the general school requirements, you also know the departmental requirements. So I think I'm going to stop here. If I have anybody that have question for me, I'll be glad to respond to them.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for your presentation. I think that was a really fantastic approach that you used to explain this. I believe we've answered most of the questions that Muhammad has. I think it was Muhammad that asked the question. I can't remember the exact person that asked the question. So anyway,
what's the question? Can you please ask again?
I was referring to the old case study. I mean, I
Okay.
was just trying to verify that we satisfied or we met his expectation in terms of the information you shared. So there's a question in the chat. It says, would you advise one to take the GRE test, even if it has been waived by the institution? And then what are one's chances of getting a scholarship if one does not take the GRE test?
Actually, in my experience of searching for schools, I see a lot of school, this school, especially during the time of COVID, many schools waive GRE. But unfortunately, my department, the department I want to apply to, does not waive it. Which means if I did not initially go to the department and check for their requirements, I would just assume, oh, this school says GRE is waived. I won't write it, I won't submit it. Because I meet the requirement of the school, they will surely forward my application to my department. But on getting to my department, they say I did not write it, and it's compulsory to write it, so no admission. That's why I'm trying to give you insight to what the graduate school requirement means and what the departmental requirements also mean. So you might fulfill the requirement of the graduate school, maybe they waive English language proficiency, but your department did not waive it. So it's two different things. Perhaps most of the time, both the school and the department, they waive it. So the best answer I'm going to give to that person is, firstly, check your department if they waive it or not the graduate school this time. We are convinced the graduate school waive it, that's good. But check your department as well. If your department waive it, then you don't need to write it. But if it's a requirement in your department, you have to write it. Because if you don't write it, you submit your application. Since you fulfill the graduate school application, they said they waive the GRE, no problem. They're going to accept your application, but they're going to send it to your department. When it gets to your department, the GRE, if your department did not waive it, then there's no admission.
Oh,
I think you understand that reply.
Yes. I believe that question has been answered. Miriam, you can maybe signify by saying a yes in the chat. So someone is raising his hand. I think that's Ali Hussein. You can ask your question, Ali Hussein.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So good evening.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
evening,
Thanks
sir.
for the session. I've actually enjoyed the session. So you guys are doing a very good job.
Thank you.
Good, was well done. You actually gave us a link to search for the application, to search for the schools. You did give us 4icu.org. So are there other links one can actually go through, or to a large extent, you can say whatever we want, we are surely going to get it via this link provided? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
Thanks for the question. Yeah, there are other links to get to search for the schools you want to apply to. And there are actually other links, but the one I'm very much familiar with is this one. And I'm very sure with this one, you can get to see any school you wish in the United States.
Oh, okay. Oh, you are going to share another link?
I'm very much familiar with this one. There are other
okay.
links, but I'm not really familiar with those ones.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Thank you. I think there's another question in the chat that says, do you have idea of the range of fees for the application? The person is asking about application fees, maybe the range.
So point blank, the range used to be between $30 to $120.
Oh, okay, all right. Cool. Although, you know, there's inflation now, so maybe things might change a little bit. So I think the best way to verify that is to check the school you're applying.
Of course. All the information are there. When you go to your department, everything is there. Your school, you're going to see the application fee.
All right. So another question here is that JAPA has become an anthem these days. Is JAPA a good motivation to apply to graduate school, given that schooling abroad is an easy way to relocate?
I don't get it very well.
So the person said JAPA has become an anthem. I mean, you know, there's this whole
slogan.
Yeah, there's this new trend about, you know, using graduate school to relocate out of Nigeria.
Yeah.
So would you say that is a good motivation to apply to graduate school?
No, that's not a good motivation to apply to graduate school.
Oh, okay. So what?
Like I said earlier, you have to have this motivation, especially for research. You want to go for graduate school. It's not because you want to change location or you want to escape the situation or whatever. So because even if you get here, you have to be relevant in your field of study. I said earlier, okay, they can like employ you as a research assistant or a graduate assistant. They want you to what? Give them output. You have to be able to give them something tangible for them to keep you in the program, for them not to pick you out. So you have to be relevant. There are some basic requirements you must fulfill in your program for you to stay in the program. And if you can't fulfill them, then you will be sent back. Not everybody that like got admitted to the graduate school, not all of them kind of finish. Even in the first year, some people are kicked back. I'm not saying this to scare anybody. What I'm just saying is, if you do this thing diligently from the beginning, it's you yourself, you apply for your program, you apply to your school, you write your SOP, and you don't lie in your SOP. You don't make mouth in your SOP. And they admit you based on your SOP. You write to your professor, you read their work, and your professor see you as an eligible candidate. Trust me, you will be relevant in your field of study, and you will meet all requirements while doing your study. But if your aim is just to Japan and change the environment, What will be your view if you don't meet up with the program and they have to send you back?
Thank you for that answer. I think anyone that wants to go to graduate school needs to really think about that and really fix their motivation before going through the whole rigor of applying to graduate school. So another question here is, what should you watch out for in a professor or a potential supervisor?
What should you watch out for? I believe the first thing is know much about your professor, your potential supervisor, know much about them. Know their research interests, their area of research. Know it very well. Even if possible, read more than one of their publications to get familiar with their work. So if you can do all those things, then I think you will align very much with your potential supervisor.
All right, thank you. I think there's another question here. Maybe this should be the last question. Talking about research, what are the fundamental skills required to be a relevant research assistant?
Okay. So to be a good research assistant, a good research assistant, I think the first thing I will encourage everyone here is to have the basic soft skill for your field. I don't know, maybe those people in engineering, they have some skills like MATLAB. Am I correct?
Yes, MATLAB is one.
Yeah, you have to be good in that. Also some coding, you have to be good in them. Java and so on, you have to be good in those ones. And it's not as if you'll be the best. Remember, you're coming from Nigeria, and we are just, most of the time we are theoretical based. All these things I'm even saying, they can't teach you in school. It takes like personal effort to inculcate all these skills in yourself. So, but there are basic things you need firstly for yourself, and you don't need much. These soft skills, when you have them, if you are not well trained in research, it's not a problem. You will get used to the process, you learn on the job. But the soft skills, they are very important. It's very important for you to have them before you get to graduate school.
All right. Thank you. I think we should probably, call it a day at this point, although it looks like there's a couple more questions, but the session is getting very long. So I want to say a big thank you for creating time out of your busy schedule to share all of this information, knowledge, and experiences with us. We are really grateful. And I hope everyone that attended also maybe picked one or two things. And I hope we all try to implement one or two things when we are trying to apply to graduate school. Yeah, so thank you all for attending as well. And special thanks to the speaker once again. And I believe we can call it a day at this point. But before we call it a day, we are still going to have a couple more events in the coming weeks. So if you check the chat, there are some links to the WhatsApp community group for Ignite Research Academy. You can join the WhatsApp group and you receive notifications about upcoming events that we are going to have in this same series about going to graduate school. What are some things you need, writing your statement of purpose, writing your curriculum vitae, and things like that. So you can join the community, and also if you want to listen to this session again, you can also check Ignite Research Academy on YouTube. You find previous recording of previous sessions, and you also find the recording of this session on YouTube as well. So okay, I think someone can just help to post the link to the WhatsApp group. So people need the link to the WhatsApp group. So I'll also try and resend that before we end this session. Yeah. So thank you all once again for attending, and thank you all once again for taking your time to listen to this fantastic session. So I believe at this point we can call it a day. All right. So I wish you all a fantastic and a wonderful rest of the day. So bye-bye.